From Vikings Blade, the Emperor Meiji Adjustable Safety Razor 2026. We're going to build a lather and we're going to have a shave coming up next. Hi YouTubers and my shavers everywhere, it's SparkerGeorgeTune.com. I'm back with another video. Great to see you again. Thanks so much for stopping by and sharing your time with me. Love getting together with you and talking all things traditional wet shave. We have got a brand new safety razor in the shave den, courtesy of the folks at Vikings Blade. So my thanks to Robert and everyone at Vikings Blade for sending this one along to the channel. We've used this razor before. We have a version from 2019. Here it is, identical to that version. Here is the Emperor Meiji Adjustable Safety Razor 2026 version right here. Absolutely gorgeous, 4.3 ounces. Really, really terrific heft. It adjusts from 1 to 9. It's twist to open. Yeah, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful razor. And we're going to have a shave with it because we received a comment from a viewer named Wayne who was having a little bit of a difficulty using his Emperor Meiji razor. And Robert and everyone at Vikings Blade said, Mark, we'll send you the new 2026 version so you can review it on the channel and show it to everyone. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to have a shave with this. We're going to use a Vikings Blade mild razor blade right here. That's what we're going to use. Now they have two razor blade versions. They have the mild version and they also have their Cayenne Hot. This is for beards that are a little more demanding, shall we say. So those are the two razor blades there, but we're going to use a mild razor blade. Now they also have two size shaving bowls here. They have the Grand Chairman, which is a nice generous size there, and they also have the regular Chairman shaving bowl. We're going to use this. This is a nice compact size. It'll build a good lather for a shave, and it'll get the job done. For the larger Grand Chairman shaving bowl enthusiasts out there, you can also drop a puck of your favorite shave soap in there and build a lather that way as well. We're going to use the Vikings Blade White Knight shaving brush. I've had this ever since about 2019, somewhere in there, and it's still available, and it's a great synthetic knot. You can see you can see through the years of use the logo is worn down a little bit. That's my fault. And we're also going to use Vikings Blade. Robert and everyone at Vikings Blade also sent this. Vikings Blade Sandalwood and Cedar non-lather shaving cream. Yeah, it doesn't get doesn't build a big Santa beard kind of a lather. It's a thin, very, very slick kind of lather, and we're going to use that now. We've already had a shower this morning, so I'm not going to do a pre-shave wash. I'm not going to do a pre-shave lather. We're going to let this shaving cream do all the talking, and we're going to go ahead and load up this razor with a mild razor blade, and I'm going to finish it off with the sandalwood. And you know, what is this again? This is, I think this is George F. Trumper. I don't have the label here anymore. I'm going to have to find out. I believe Mark Bagwell sent this to the channel. This is the George F. Trumper Sandalwood Balm. We're going to use that for our post-shave. I believe that's what that is. I'll correct it on the screen below if I'm incorrect on that. And we're also going to do a cold water shave because it's kind of a warm, humid day today, although we're going to probably get some thunderstorms. So let me go ahead and put some cold water in here just to cool down the bowl. And not too much after that. I'll probably just splash some water on my face and we'll get the lather going here, so hang in there with me. Okay, I splashed some cold water on my face, and here's some cool water here in the shaving bowl. It's been cooling down a little bit. Stainless steel shaving bowl, so kind of gets nice and cool as well. Here is the Vikings Blade Sandalwood and Cedar. They have an inner lid there. I'm going to pull that off, okay? Put that into the outer lid. Here's the soap spoon from soapspoon.com. Thank you to Andy Kaiser for this. I'm going to use the paddle to get a little bit of this shave cream off of there. Okay, probably about that much right there. I keep wanting to grab a little more, and we're just going to scrape that into the bowl. I got a little bit of water in the bottom of the bowl. Now, there's where the shave cream is right there. I want to show you that I have 2 days worth of beard growth. Okay, 2 days worth of beard growth. That's what we've got right there. All right, so let me get my brush here. I didn't soak it. I'm just kind of whisking it in the water right now. It's a synthetic. You don't really need to soak them. I soak them kind of out of tradition, I guess you could say. There's the shaving cream right there. And we're going to go ahead and build that. And again, neat size. Great for travel. Also great for the shaved end. But with this shaving cream, you're not going to get a big Santa beard. You're going to get a thin, foamy, non-lather kind of a shave cream. And in its own way, look at that. Look at that already. Look what I got there. Look at that. Yeah. I got a lot here. I don't think the Grand Chairman Bowl, I think the Grand Chairman Bowl would have been probably too much for this, really. But look what I got here. I mean, already you can see that it's nicely mixed, and it's, oh, that's a nice scent. I like that scent a lot. You can see it's already nicely mixed. So in its own way, it's a boom lather. Check that out, huh? Again, it's going to be a thin, you see right there, it's going to be a thin kind of a foamy kind of a lather. And it's not going to give you a big Santa beard, but it is going to give you a really, really nice slick surface. And what I like to do also is I like to add a little bit of water to it, because when you add a little more water to it, okay, it becomes even slicker. That's been my experience. Again, this is the way it is. It is a nice, thin, super slick kind of lather, and it gives you some really, really nice slickness. Now, if you want to, okay, agitate that some more and bring some more of that out of there. Look at that, yeah. If you want to, you can also agitate on the skin like this after you get it out of your bowl. Lift the whisker a little bit. This brush, again, it dates back to about 2019 or so. This synthetic knot has a little more tooth. So it does a little better job in exfoliating, big word, exfoliating your skin. And look, that's what we want right there. All right, and just dab that in a little more like that. Okay, so that's what we got. That's what we got in the bowl. That's the way it works. All right, we're going to go ahead and open up the razor, and let's get my blade right here. And you're going to see some breakdown on the lather. That's the way it is. As it breaks down, it becomes slicker and slicker. In my opinion, that's been my experience. Here's the Vikings blade mild razor, double wrapped. We like that. Okay, so you got a green wrapper and an inner wrapper there. Okay. And what's nice is I have this turned all the way up to the max setting to get things going. Drop that blade in there like that. Close the doors. And we're going to go ahead and turn this down to about 4. That's where I'm going to start. About 4. I think I have the arrow at 4. Right there. Let me show that to you, okay? It's at about 4, all right? And that's where we're going to start our shave. And again, asymmetrical razor head. One side is scalp, the other side is a straight bar. So you get 2 different kinds of feel. Hang on 1 minute before I go any further. I want to, because I splash a lot, I want to put the lid back on the shaving cream there. And again, you can see it's broken down. It's very, 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 very slick. I'm looking at the water here in the sink. There's a lot of slickness in this water. A lot of slickness on my hands. I've got to rinse my hands off a little bit. The knurling on the handle is very, very good. Okay, we're going to start with the scallop side. All right, here we go. 30 degrees, a light touch. Let the razor do all the work, gentlemen. Well, I love the scent, and again, some really, really nice slickness. Now, I'm going to flip it over to the straight bar side. And do my neck. To me, that feels a little smoother. Your mileage may vary. Very, very, very slick. Back to the scalp side. And of course, you can flip it back and forth and use it like a traditional safety razor if you want. However you want to fly with this razor, it'll follow you. Really terrific. Back to the straight bar side. Okay, we're going to use the scalped side here. Just so I get a little more oomph there, just a little bit. Which is nice because, as you saw there, I'm using the straight bar side, which for me is just a little milder. And if I want a little more growl, I just flip that razor head from here to here. Yeah. Okay. I would say I got a good, because of the shape of the razor head and the blade gap setting, I would say I probably got a good 90% underneath the nostrils. I have to get a little closer up here, but great first pass done. Let's rinse. I did a lot of rinsing there because I want to add a little more water to what I have here, and this was a good first pass. I'm probably just stepping into socially acceptable shave territory, and I'm going to paint this on with the additional water and the little bit of slickness that I have left from the first pass. This is going to become a really nice lather for the second pass. And again, this is how the shaving cream works. So I will admit, it's not going to be in everyone's wheelhouse. You might not like the fact that it doesn't give you that dense, full-bodied Santa beard kind of a lather. It's not going to give that to you. This is what it's going to give you. And I like this, especially on warm days, for cold water shaves, where I want something thinner, a little lighter, something that's going to give me a lot of slickness and glide, a really nice scent, and is agreeable to just about any shaving brush, really. Yeah, that's nice. I'm going to have to get a newer white knight and see if they have improved the knot in any way. I'm really curious about that because over the last 6, 7, 8 years, the fibers for synthetic knots have improved immensely. I've always said, or viewers have always said, the synthetic shaving brush that you buy today, 6 months later, there's going to be something better. It'll have better backbone. It'll be softer tips, that sort of thing. So it'll be interesting to compare the two. All right, so we're going to take this down to, let me see here, take this down to about 3. Now I have to admit, 3, that the numbering, I think it's the lighting here in here. Yeah. The lighting in here isn't the best for the numbers on this. There it is. Yeah, I got to get a little bit of that. I think the lighting is glaring off the newness of the of all the plating on this razor here. Okay, that's what it is. If I get a little bit of, I turn it away from the light a little bit, I can see it a little bit better. Okay, so I am going to be at about level 3 here for pass number 2. And you can see how this lather has dissipated here, okay? All right, again. All right, so we're going to go with pass number 2. We're going to go east to west across the grain. That's the scallop side that I'm using. Just some beautiful slickness and glide. No tugging, no pulling at all. We're going to use a straight bar side here. Look at that. Residual slickness. I'm kind of picking up some of those other stray whiskers. Okay, and we're going to use a straight bar side on the upper lip here. Oh yeah. That residual slickness allows me to go in and just buff that a little bit. Love the size of the handle, the length, the diameter, and the weight. The weight is wonderful. The weight of this razor does all the work. Wow, that was terrific. Second pass done. Let's rinse. Okay, this shave is done. And right now, I'm in upper darn fine shave territory. This is going to probably be BBS after I turn off the camera. So we're going to go ahead and do our final rinse routine, a cold water rinse. And there is a lot of slickness on my skin. I dare say after that rinse, I could probably grab the razor and do a quick touch-up without having to relather. That's how much slickness is there. So it's going to require a lot of rinsing. So I'm going to do my cold water rinse, and then I'll see you on the other side for the alum block. So hang in there with me. A lot of rinsing to get the slickness off. Wow. Wonderful, wonderful shave. Clean, fresh towel waiting for me right here. Wow, that's nice. And the post-shave feel is wonderful. Wow. You know, I can run out the door right now. My gosh, and this is already becoming BBS. No kidding. Man, that's nice. All right, here's the alum block. This is from Team Somata. My thanks to them. Nice price point, good size, a lot of real estate. We're going to run this under some cold water here. And see what's what. A great cold water shave on a summer's day. Wow. Marvelous. All right, here we go. No stinging, but I do have a handful of zings. That tells me I got a really nice close shave. Wow. And they're very subtle. They're not the handful of zings that I have are really, really kind of muted. They're there. They're almost, I want to say it's almost as if it's the bracing of the alum in the alum block. But man, that was great. And of course, where I did the extra buffing, here's the thing, where I did the extra buffing up on the upper lip here, nothing. There's nothing there. So I think maybe it's just abrasive from the alum block itself. But really terrific shave. Wow. That is really, really nice. And again, with the adjustable razors, getting up to 5, 6, 7, 8, that's really getting up there for me. So with most adjustable razors that adjust from, say, 1 to 9, I like to stay on the mild side, 5 and below. And for this shave, I started at 4. Here's the alum block right there. So I would think that if I had more than 2 days worth of beard growth, I would probably start at level 5 with the Meiji razor, but I probably wouldn't go above that. To be perfectly honest with you, I think the razor has some higher settings. So if your beard is more demanding, you're going to love that. For me, because I prefer milder razors and I'm more fair-skinned and my beard isn't as demanding, I keep it on the mild side, and it works wonderfully for me in those areas, at those levels. Yeah, this was terrific. Wow. Let me show. Well, you know what? Show you the lather. There's not really. You can see it's a foamy lather. It's a foamy lather. See that? And again, I could just kind of generate this. So this shaving bowl. You might say, well, this is kind of too small. Actually, it was the perfect size for this shave. I mean, this is great for the shaved in. It's great for travel. And if you're also one of those individuals, one of those wet shavers that likes to work on lather economy and not waste a lot of lather, this is perfect. This will help you to restrain yourself from overloading your shaving brush or scooping in too much, that sort of thing. And you know me, I overload and I scoop a little too much. And I possibly scooped a little too much this time because I have enough here for 2 more passes. No kidding, the way this stuff works. And again, there it is. It's just a foamy, light kind of lather that gives you a super, super slick, kind of a thin lather that really allows your razor to glide right over your skin. I like it a lot, and I find it to be a wonderful, fresh change of pace, especially on those warm days where you don't want a big heavy beard. You don't want to do a warm water shave. You just want to kind of cool down a little bit. This is a good option for that. And I've also used it during the fall and winter months, and it's been great for warm water shaves as well. That's nice too. Just to have that thinner coating on your skin and to just experience that wonderful razor glide. It really is terrific. And look, no nicks, no cuts, no irritation. It really was a terrific, perfect shave. Okay, we're gonna top it off here again. I believe this is George F. Trumper's sandalwood balm right here. That's a nice sandalwood scent. Yeah, that goes along nicely. Okay, we're gonna use this. Okay, about that much right there. Okay, and we're not gonna use Jimmy V method because it's a balm. We're just gonna go slap it right on. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Probably a little too much, but it'll drink into the skin. Wow. Great shave. Love this razor. And again, the whole exercise here was to determine whether there's any difference between the 2019 version, which I've had since 2019, and the 2026 version here. And there really isn't any difference other than maybe the markings on the collar. And I think that takes a little getting used to. You know what? If I'm holding it down here like this, farther away from me and this light source over here, I can read that a little more plainly. And I can see the adjustment arrow here. This light is reflecting off of that adjustment arrow, which is why it's not registering. If I turn this light off, I'll see it more clearly. And I'll try that after the video is done. But this was a terrific shave. Everything about this razor is identical to the 2019 version. It really delivers a great shave. Now, I did have a previous shave with it a couple of times, and one of those shaves, I started at level 5, and I want to say that the 2026 version of level 5 had a little more aggression than the 2019 version at level 5. You know what? Could just be my imagination and trying to find something different. I don't know. But I find the shaves and the comfort, ease of use, equivalent. Everything is equivalent from the 2026 model. Everything is equivalent when you compare the 2026 model to the 2019 model, with just maybe one variation in the way the numbering has been laid on there, and maybe the size of the adjustment arrow. I need to get used to that a little bit here. That sort of thing. I didn't have much, come to think of it, when I did the test drive shaves, I didn't have this light on, so it was easier to see that adjustment arrow. So, all in all, hang on one minute. Let's just turn them off right now. Let's just find out, okay? We're just going to turn it off, okay? There it is. It's off now, okay? And I'm looking at yeah, I can see that adjustment arrow a little more clearly. Yep, there it is. I am turning it around a little bit. There it is right there. But I can see what's going on here. It's actually these lights here that are reflecting down on the collar. That's what's washing it off. That's the culprit. So if I shut this off, I can see it better with these lights off because they're not reflecting down on that arrow there. Yeah. As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, there are some wet shavers who buy this, and because of that reflective quality on the adjustment collar, they'll put a red dot where that arrow is so they can see it more clearly. I just think it's the way the light plays off of it. So your mileage may vary depending how the lighting is in your shave den, but a terrific, terrific razor that delivers a great, great shave. Really like this one a lot. One of my favorite razors here in the shave den. The Vikings Blade Emperor Meiji adjustable safety razor. The 2026 model, identical with a couple of variations to the 2019 model. Really, really wonderful, wonderful razor, and it delivered a great shave with the Vikings Blade sandalwood and cedar non-lathering foaming shaving cream. Really, really terrific shave. My thanks to Robert and everyone at Vikings Blade for very kindly and generously sending along the razor, shaving cream, and also the razor blades so that I can share with all the viewers out there and show you that, great shaving products at great price points. And the Meiji razor has maintained its wonderful high standards since 2019. Thanks again to Robert and everyone at Vikings Blade. All right, that's it. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/MarkZerady, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review in this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Let me get the shave cream and the razor, the Emperor Meiji razor and Vikings Blade sandalwood and cedar shaving cream. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you again real soon.